It's your favorite gold miner, prospector, and geologist, Jeff Williams. Got you back in this lost canyon. You remember this canyon? Ooh, we were looking for gold because remember, dry waterfalls have the best gold. So I'm gonna take you up into here and see if we can find anything. So let's get into it. I don't see a lot of cracks and crevices to hold gold, and this is all flow sand, so there's not gonna be a lot in there. That might be kind of good, but we're gonna head up into there because remember, I couldn't make it past that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waterfalls. Yeah, I know. I hear from here. Come on, Jeff, get on with it. We want to see some gold. I got to get up there first, man. What a tough crowd. Ooh, that's going to be hard to climb. Oh man, I wish I had somebody here to help me. I got somebody here. All right, you guys remember this waterfall? Now, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm gonna leave a link here, or down in the description block. That way you can see how we found this place. So, yeah, I know, enough gum flapping. Get on up there, Jeff. We wanna see what's up there. I wanna see what's up there too. Hold on, I gotta turn on my bionics. Okay. Ooh, that sand is hot. It's like 118 degrees out here. Whew, ow, hot. That's a hot mama. All right, I'm gonna get on up there, see what we got. Oh, I should have brought my gloves. Look at this. Now that is a waterfall. Now, do you guys see something interesting in the middle? See where it's green? How many of you guys can identify that? You should if you watched enough of my videos. That's a basaltic dike that has epidote and chlorite in it. And you can see where it's filled in this fissure right here, this canyon. This used to be a little crack or fissure in the rock. And you can see where it has been pushed up almost all the way to the surface. Do you see that? And it's got the elements that we like, which is chlorite and epidote. But we're gonna need more than that for gold. But that is really nice. And it makes for really jaggedy edges, real angular. So it catches anything. And I know, get up there and sample, Jeff. Man, you guys are tough. And here's a better example right here. Now, technically this would be a diabase dike, but because diabase and basalt are in the same family, you can say basalt, but technically it's diabase. And it's a chloritic diabase dike. And you can see a little bit of structure running through it. You see that? That is really nice. And you know, see a bird. I don't think I'm gonna be able to climb that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? This right down here is where I would sample. You see where I've got this little rock dam here? And I think I've got a little pocket I can vacuum out up there. But this is the spot that I would definitely sample, and maybe down in here. But if this goes down deep enough, I can dig it out and sample. But you can see how this diabase dike was injected into this fissure. See that? And quartz veins operate the same way inside of these fractures and fissures. They call them vein fissured structures. And what happens is the fissure itself can be only millimeters apart. And the first episode will come in, and through a process called fault valving, it can actually spread it apart. Or you can have more geological seismic activity on this fault plane, and it'll actually open up a little time over millions of years, creating enough space for more magma in this case, or more hydrothermal fluids for the quartz veins. Do you see how that works? That's why faults are so important when it comes to gold deposition. They create the relief for those hydrothermal fluids that are way down deep to come up. It's a relief for them to come up and actually start filling those voids and cracks and fissures. And as they do so, they can change their pH balance when it comes in contact with different types of wall rock. They drop their temperature and pressure. And because of that, they start to boil. And all of these 4 things are very important. Now, as far as boiling is concerned, I'm not a big fan of looking for boil zones to find gold deposition. I'm more right below the boiling zone. That's where I personally believe most of your gold is going to drop out, right before the boil zone. But you do need a drop in temperature and pressure. And of course, as it makes its way up through those fractures and fissures, that's exactly what happens. So that's how a lot of your quartz vein structures are created. And that's why faults and fissures and fractures and shear zones, that's why all those things are so important. They create the relief for the fluids to be able to pass up through to get to the surface. See how that works? And this is just one out of 12 basic models that we could talk about. And I could talk about this stuff all day long, but I don't want to bore you to tears. I know you want me to dig. Remember, there's two kinds of people in this world. Those who talk a lot, blah, 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 and those who dig. Today I dig. Now look at this. This is really interesting. I got to show you this. See where this piece of wall rock has actually broken off, and you've had some of this mag flow right up in through here and around this one too. You see that? Wow, isn't that cool? That's how you can have these big chunks of wall rock integrated into this other material. So you'll see these large grain intrusives mixed with the fine grain extrusives. You see how that works? It's a no-brainer. That's a beautiful, well-defined vein structure. And I'm sure at one time this piece here was up against this piece. And right here, do you see it? You got a little bit of mineralization in this one. See all the reds and how it's a little bit black right in through here? That's a good sign. Now keep in mind that most vein emplacement structures didn't happen on the first go around. No, a lot of times this could be 5th, 6th, 7th generational, and they can override each other too. So the first one might have been here, then a second one, a third one, a fourth one, fifth one. You see how that works? It all depends on seismic activity. You have a lot of crustal movement, which creates a lot of faulting and creates a lot of fracturing. So technically that could have been the first one right there. So when you're looking at a lot of these vein structures, especially these quartz veins in the mother lode country, remember you have multi-generational vein structure and placement systems going on. It didn't all happen at once. It happened over millions of years. So I see some guys who will find a big fat white vein, but then when you get to the very outer edges, you'll see very, very fine dark lines. And those lines indicate where you have another structure and placement zone at. And that could be where your gold is at. And the other big, huge white vein could be completely barren. Do you see how that works? So you have to get your head around the fact that this type of structures, they didn't happen in one shot. No, 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 no. Most of the quartz veins that I've ever seen, most of the gold is in the smaller structures on the outer edge of the wider ones. And especially where you have, I told you this before, where you have intersections at these structural systems. Because what is happening is that the fluids have a chance to slow down and cool and precipitate. You see that? And you get a mixing going on too. So when you're looking at your geological maps, look at where these systems are actually crossing. And you can do that too when you look at some of these fault maps and geological maps. They'll actually show you this stuff. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. You could live in here. Hopefully nobody is. And you got a place for a chimney too. That is so cool. There's a second floor. I don't see anybody living in here. And I don't see any boxes of silver. But this would be a good place to hang out to get out of the heat like I'm doing now. Yeah, I know, I'm getting sidetracked. But you know me, when I start going on one of these nature walks, ooh, if I see something interesting, I'm gonna film it for you guys. Not only that, I gotta find my wife. She's out here somewhere wandering in the desert. She's got my shovel and my pan and my classifier. Perfect place to hide something, huh? Perfect place to hide something. Ooh, what's that? What is that? Oh, it connects. That is cool, you see that? It connects. That is so cool. You could dig this whole thing out right here and then build a small roof on it. What is that? What is that? Looks like another cave. Yeah, you could fix these up, no problem. Now the rock I'm standing on is granitoid in the quartz monzonite family. It weathers really easy. That's why you have all these caves in it. And it's perfect if you're along the old routes like the Spanish Trail or some of these areas that are in these old ghost towns, because this makes perfect hiding areas. Ooh, and you know me, I'm curious, I gotta check them all out. Now, look at this. See this green material? All right. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. How many of you guys know what that is, huh? Leave me a comment down below and don't cheat. Let me know what you think it is before I tell you, because I'll tell you at the end of the video. See that? This is a dike. Isn't that cool? You can't miss them. Nice. See that? That means there was a fracture or a fissure right here. And this stuff was forced up through it. Yeah. and the surrounding rock that this is hosted in was softer, so it broke away. And you're gonna see that a lot with your quartz vein systems. And the reason that is because the original country rock is usually older and more brittle and softer than the quartz. Remember quartz on Mohs test? It's really strong. It's usually at a 7.0. We're gonna go over here and take a look at this basalt blowout over here. Ooh, but I'm not gonna do anything until you smash that like button. Smash it hard! Yeah, I know, right? Now you see where the soil's changed? It's a lighter color there. It's darker here, and then lighter over there. You see that? This is important when you're in gold-bearing districts. There's some type of different structure here, and I need to examine it if that is what the USGS report said that the gold is traveling in. So that's what I want you to do. If you are out in a gold producing district and you're walking across the ground and you see color changes in the soil, and you've read that the gold is traveling in a host rock or a quartz vein structure that is that color, you need to dig into it and do what's called a soil sample. Collect up some material, screen it through a 20 mesh screen, and then pan that out with a little jet dry in the water, see if there's gold in it. Because chances are there could be high values down below if this is the right type of structure you're looking for. So be aware of changes in the soil color when you're out looking for gold. Look here, you see this? More diabase dikes in the area. Now what's interesting about this is that all the diabase is laying on its side. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you several things. It tells you that when this particular diabase dike forced its way up through the surface, that it was a vertical dike. And because of faulting and folding, you can get a lot of these structures to lay on their side. Now I know you're saying, now Jeff, wait a minute. How do you know it didn't come up at a 45-degree angle? I'm gonna show you how I know that. I want you to look at the contact zones, and if wherever the contact zone is here, if it's been burned, that means that it's a sill, that it came up on its side. There's more of that diabase dike, and this would be the chill margins here. But it's not a sill, it's a dike, because if it was a sill, this chill margin would be dark from this being cooked by that laying on top of it while it cooled. Because you'll be able to see where the rock has actually been heated up and changed color and structure. If you don't see that, that means it was a dike. If you do see it, that means it's a sill. Now, I know it can be confusing when you see the tops of these, but you can have folding that creates anticlines or synclines. So you could be at the top or the bottom of a fold, and the rest of it has already been removed. And so in your mind, you're like, no, this just looks like it was uplifted and eroded. No, it could be part of an anticline or a syncline. Now, I know you're saying, Jeff, this is all well and good, but what difference does all that make? It's very important, because you can have a lot of gold deposits that come up against basalt and diabase dikes like you have up in Liberty, Washington. Oh, another little cool pocket cave. All right, I'm gonna take a break over here by this pocket cave where the wind's not blowing in the canyons, deep in the canyon lands. Oh man, it gets up to 115 easy. And the reason why is because the rock in the canyon walls traps the heat in and very little airflow. So you're literally walking into an easy bake oven. So you guys remember that when you're out exploring. You get down in these canyons and you're up on the top like, oh, it feels great because there's wind. And you get down there, it's gonna be about 5, sometimes 10 degrees hotter, no wind. It's gonna cook your little noodle. It's madness, I tell you. All right, I'm gonna have lunch real quick, and hopefully I can find my wife out here somewhere. Ooh, have you guys had these? Huh? Oh man, I'll tell you what, these are fantastic. Bottle water, and I am good to go. See that? A spider lives in that hole. See how he's got the web over the top? Then something falls in, they get wrapped up in the web, and lunchtime. You see the contact zone right here? Like I was telling you, look. So you have this diabase dike, and see this? That's the contact zone. And I know it's a dike and not a sill because this hasn't been cooked. That's a well-defined footwall. That's cool. Of course, that's a big old ugly piece of basalt. Look at that, looks like a set of eyes. Big eyeball there, little eyeball, and the divider there. There's pocket caves everywhere, look at this. Oh, come on, silver box. Come on, silver box. Oh, ooh, wow. Look at that. Anybody living in here? I can't see, it goes back too far. My eyes are not adjusted yet. Oh, wow. You could definitely live in this one. Just dig it out. This is so cool. And look, it connects to the other one. See that? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. In the infamous words of Macho Man Randy Savage, oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Enough shenanigans, Jeff. Get out there and get that gold. Start sampling. Find your wife. Man, you guys are a tough crowd, but this is so cool. You never know what you're going to find in these old caves. Look at that. See what I mean? Oh, yeah. Check it out. It's the M cave. See all the hematite in this thing? Oh, now I have an idea where the gold would be coming from. Ooh, I got another one. See that? Nice. And another little pocket cave. I don't think there's anything in there. If it would, it'd be in that little hole over there. Check it out, Bubba. Check it out. No, I don't think there's anything in here. If there was, it'd be down in there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got a cave right here. Oh, yeah. Now my wife said she was around here somewhere, so we're gonna go looking for her. Because I know she's here somewhere. I found her. What are you doing?
Taking a selfie.
Oh, sweetie. I've been running all over these hills looking for her. She's in here taking a selfie. I like your cave. Can I move in with you? Yeah, we could make a little homestead out of this.
I know, right?
Yeah, have a picket fence and a dog and 2.1 children. So, yeah, that's the American dream. Oh, you got my stuff. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, she brought my classifier and my gold pan. Good. That sun will cook your noodle, huh, sweetie?
Oh, it's so hot.
Yeah, people are like, oh, Jeff, it's so hot. How come you're not sweating? All right, come out here in the desert. 1:15 by the time you start to sweat.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am sweating. See my hat ring? It's sweat. So I am sweating, but it doesn't get very far before it evaporates because it's so dry out here. But if you don't believe me, come on out here. I'll take you on a tour myself. Yeah, sweetie. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to that waterfall. I'm gonna take her all the way back there, and we're gonna do some sampling. And if we find anything, we're gonna go ahead and post it at the end of this video. And if we find anything, we're gonna give it all away. Don't forget, at the end of this month, right, we're giving away not only 10 bags of incredibly rich pay dirt from our drift mine, which you guys already know about, but we're also giving away a Gold Monster 1000 metal detector and 10 silver bars. And this month only, we're giving away a 20-pound, you heard me right, 20 pounds of incredibly rich pay dirt from our backyard. If you know our backyard, it's extremely rich. So we're gonna be giving that away. Oh, and she found 2 monster nuggets in the drift mine. And that's going with that big old bag too. So if there was ever a time for you guys to wanna sign up as a premium patron, this is the time. Isn't that right, sweetie?
Yes.
So if you wanna get involved with that, all you gotta do is look for the little icon at the end of the video that looks something like that. Click on it, make a $10 pledge, and you instantly qualify to get your hands on all of that stuff. And we'll see you when, sweetie?
Next time.
Yeah, so smash that like button.
Smash a car.
Yeah!